newly formed ties between Israel and Morocco following the signing of the Abraham Accords are thriving on various levels, economic, political, etc. But security ties have flourished on a whole separate track, looking at a common enemy, Iran. Cherkaoui Habboub, the director of Morocco's Central Bureau of Justice Investigations, what has been called the Moroccan FBI, sat down with our French counterpart, Matthias Inbar, for an exclusive interview.
Cherkaoui Habboub, merci infiniment.
Thank you, sir, for this exclusive interview. The first time ever you are giving an interview to a television channel based in Israel. I would like to start with the diplomatic crisis led by Algeria against Morocco. Algeria supports the Front Polisario separatist group, who is also backed by Iran and Hezbollah. Is there a threat by Iran and Hezbollah against Morocco?
Certainly, there is a real threat against Morocco by Iran, a real threat from Iran and Hezbollah with the help of Algeria. Since 2017, Iran has supported the separatist front through Hezbollah and with the help of Algeria. This Iranian support is a source of destabilization for the Kingdom of Morocco. Reports and information clearly demonstrate that Iran is supplying the Polisario militia with anti-aircraft missiles and drones through Hezbollah and with the help of Algeria. Iran is seeking to establish itself in North Africa and in the Sahel. An important rapprochement has taken place between Iran and Hezbollah on the one hand and the Polisario Front in Algeria on the other. This rapprochement represents a threat to the security and stability of Morocco.
Can you speak specifically about your actions to counter this threat?
Le plus important pour lutter contre ces menaces, c'est les اتفاقيات.
The most important thing to fight against these threats is to conclude agreements such as the Abraham Accords, signed with Israel and the United States, capable of deterring Iran and facing all the security challenges related to Iranian interference in the country's internal affairs. I must stress the importance of coordination and the exchange of information and expertise with all the states of the world to deal with this great danger, because Iran, the separatist front, the Polisario, and Hezbollah represent a double threat. It is about arming of the Polisario and the training of its members by Hezbollah and Iran's Revolutionary Guards, and all of that is done with the assistance of Algeria. For example, during his visit to Nouakchott in October 2022, the so-called Polisario Interior Minister Omar Mansour said that the Polisario Front now had Iranian drones and that the military equation with Morocco was on the verge of being reversed. Because henceforth, according to him, the Polisario is able to face the Moroccan Air Force. There is therefore a clear threat to the territorial unity of the Kingdom of Morocco. The Abraham Accords, as well as our cooperation with international community, will undoubtedly help us stem the expansion of Iranian hegemony in the region.
Monsieur le directeur, vous êtes le directeur du PSIJ depuis 2020. Ce n'est pas pour rien.
Sir, you have been serving as the director of the Central Bureau of Justice Investigations since 2020. Can we say that the Abraham Accords helped all the countries in the region to strengthen security cooperation?
Et à la stabilisation de la région du Maroc. Est-ce que je suis dans le vrai?
Yes, you are correct. For the moment, my answer is that Morocco's support for the Abraham Accords and the strengthening of its strategic relations with the other signatory states have made it possible to strengthen common security cooperation through the exchange of intelligence and expertise. This is, of course, in the interest of all parties, that is to say, the United States, Morocco, and Israel. This cooperation is crucial in the current context of the fight against terrorism and violent extremism, but also to deal with security challenges related to the interference of Iran and its proxies, in particular Hezbollah, in our internal affairs. Let me tell you that this approach has recently been supported by the United States of America through a bill debated in the Senate under the name of the Defense Act, the purpose of which is to strengthen the air defense capabilities of many countries, not just Morocco, but all the signatories of the Abraham Accords in order to deal with the threat posed by Iran and its proxies, Hezbollah in the lead on the Arab world. This is a good thing. The Abraham Accords have helped and will help stem the scourge of terrorism, violent extremism, and organized crime. Coordination must be global and total because Morocco occupies a particular geographical and geostrategic position, especially since it is very close to the Sahel region, which is home to the Tindouf camps. As you know, the Polisario Front embodies this connection that exists between separatism and terrorism. One complements the other. Former Polisario elements joined the Sahel zone, either Al-Qaeda in Morocco or Daesh. As you already know, Adnan Abu Walid al-Sahrawi was shot dead in 2018 by French military forces and was a member of the Polisario Front and then of Daesh in the Sahara.
Avancé, c'est un scoop que nous avons diffusé dans le magazine Défense pour Alternative News.
I'd like to hear your thoughts about a story we published a few days ago about Hawala, a system of money laundering by a man close to Polisario and Qadr Hassan, the terrorist money laundering system of Hezbollah. What can you add to the story?
Qu'est-ce que vous pourriez ajouter sur cette information que nous avons diffusée et sur ce scoop?
Mon commentaire تعليق على هذاك السكوب.
My comment on this scoop, which was featured on I-24 News as part of your program Defense, an exclusive scoop, is that it confirms that we have been repeating for a long time that there is a secret network for financing the crimes of the Polisario Front, and that the latter lives on clandestine and illegal system of fund transfers via secret intermediaries and acting under false identities. This scoop also demonstrates the level of acquaintance that exists between the Polisario Front, Hezbollah, Iran, and Algeria. This implies that Hezbollah takes advantage of this situation, of this fraudulent strategy to which the Polisarian has recourse to get out of its financial crisis, and we know the situation in which Lebanon finds itself today.
So I can understand that there is a real interest in this security cooperation between the United States, Israel, and Morocco.
The Abraham Accords are a very high standard. They consecrate a very strong rapprochement between Morocco and Israel. It is perhaps appropriate here to recall the historic relations, known to all, which link our two countries. The Moroccans of Israel constituting the largest Jewish community from an Arab country. These agreements have allowed the development of relations between Morocco and Israel in many areas, at the same time on the security, economic, and political levels. But above all, they contribute to the search for security, peace, and coexistence. They also help put to an end the destabilizing activities of Iran, the Polisario Front, and Hezbollah. These agreements concluded by Morocco, whether the Abraham Accords signed with Israel and the US or others, make it possible to counter the expansionism of Iran and Hezbollah, which is only its vassal. We also observe, and it is very clear in your scoop, that Iran is arming the Polisario Front through the Lebanese Hezbollah. Moreover, one of the photos that you have at your disposal shows the representatives of the supposed leader of the Polisario Front, Brahim Ghali, in the company of a Hezbollah parliamentarian, Ali Fayyad. This says a lot about the proximity and the level of coordination that exists between these different actors who plot against peace and against the security of states. All of this should make us aware of the seriousness of the matter and the importance of working seriously against these maneuvers.
So I will interview you next time in Israel. Inch'Allah.
Inch'Allah. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. C'est très gentil. Merci.